Peter. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, Eden.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today for a fireside chat together with Expert Sender to learn a bit how to work with your email marketing and boost your affiliate program. Today, I'm joined by Peter. Peter, please introduce yourself to the audience.
Thank you, Eden. Hey, guys. Good evening. Good afternoon, actually. And for some of you, good morning. Nice to meet you all. And I'm Piotr. You can call me Peter. That's okay. I'm head of sales at Expert Sender right now. So my career started with marketing and sales many years ago, actually, when I first started with an internship. And I was working for a real estate company. Then I started my own marketing agency, so I was pretty close to the digital marketing back then. And after that, I moved through some big corporations, international companies, and I finally landed at Expert Sender when I started my sales role and right now I'm, as I've already said, head of sales at Expert Sender. So it's a really, a great pleasure to be here, and thank you, Eden, for hosting me here.
For sure, thank you. We had the privilege to meet each other personally last week in Dubai, in Affiliate World Dubai. We also had a happy hour together, which was great. And
Exactly.
we actually partnered since last year, and we tried to do a lot of great stuff. And finally, we are here to do the fireside chat. So maybe it's good to give some kind of a background to the people here. What is Expert Sender?
Sure, with pleasure. Thanks for asking about that. So, wow, it's been 15 years this year for Expert Sender. So
Wow.
we are that's a lot in the digital industry, actually. We are a Polish company based at the beautiful coast of the Baltic Sea. So we purely come from email marketing. We've been established by a group of enthusiasts who really believed in email marketing back then, 15 years ago, and in 2009, which back then was a really different business than it is right now. So throughout all these years and transformation of digital marketing, email marketing itself, marketing automation, we've managed to reach this point where we meet together here on our chat, and we've managed to scale up from small company, small startup, which only was trying to find some clients here and there. We've managed to go across the globe, find international clients, and basically bring them on board. And we actually have been delivering excellent email marketing services to affiliate marketers, to digital agencies, to email marketers, to e-commerce brands throughout all this time. And we continue to do so. That's why we met in Dubai during the latest conference. And we've hosted an event there, which you've already mentioned. So yeah, that's where we are. We've been working with over a few thousand brands. We've serviced more than that number of clients, and we work globally from basically from Asia to North America, including Europe, obviously, and South America. So we indeed have clients all over the world. So it's a great achievement. So that's actually a very good thing to say, and I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, for sure, and that's great. We had a chance to talk with also some of your clients in the happy hour. They were very happy. But what are the verticals? You just mentioned it a bit, but
Yeah.
you can give us a scope of the type of businesses that are working with you.
Sure, with pleasure. So as it is for verticals purely in email marketing, so we focus, I don't want to say on every vertical. We help clients who operate, that's the most common vertical which we come across right now, and we help clients to get their emails delivered and to inbox their emails, especially in sweepstake vertical, in Nutra, which is very powerful right now, also in home improvement and financial verticals. We also work with Unhidden Pleasure with e-commerce affiliate offers. We also work with e-commerce brands who have their own affiliate programs. We work with also with gaming industry. We also work with with some portion of adult industry, which is legit. Of course, that's also like a big chunk of business. And so we work with many verticals, as you can hear. It does not cover the entire scope of clientele that we work with, but these are the most common ones. And we obviously have some restrictions towards unsolicited traffic and unsolicited and non-compliant traffic, which sometimes happens. That's life, that's business, right? But we actually work with all those that I've already mentioned just a few seconds ago. So
yeah, and this is great because at the end of the day, there is a bit of similarity about like what verticals we are working with, and we see it right when we think about like a common clients, a mutual client. We'll touch it a bit later, but the similarity of like those verticals help us to have this conversation of like how we can do better to our clients. And this brings me to the next question: is like, what is the main reason that business choose you when they're coming to work on email marketing?
That is a great question. Totally not staged. So this is no, just joking. So this is basically the reason is pretty simple, because there are many fishes in the there are many fish in the ocean, right? And we are one of them. And why do clients keep choosing us is because of our flexibility. That is the first thing that I would say. I've came across throughout all these 6 years at Expert Sender, many situations where clients were basically saying to me, "Hey Peter, thanks, I'm very happy to meet you in person, but I just want to say that your customer success, your IT team are just fabulous, because they were able to create something, develop some features for me which I've requested, which are unavailable to me or are out of reach for me in your competition." So the flexibility is the first thing, because we put client first always. Even though we work with clients all over the world, we are particularly, we're actually a small team. In our HQ, we have around 50-60 people. So this is not much. It is a lot, right? But it's not that much comparing to the big fish which swim out there. So it makes us, agile, robust. So we can very quickly adjust and adopt to clients' needs, which is a game changer for them. So it is a real pleasure for me and for my teammates who go with me on conferences across the globe, and obviously for our customer success team, to hear from our clients, stories that, "Hey guys, you really helped me out because I needed, some particular options or functionalities that help me to track my performance better, or that, basically your expertise and your elastic approach, help me to basically, reach my goals." So that's a very crucial thing. And also the fact that we've been awarded multiple times the best segmentation tool among marketing automation / email marketing platforms. You can name it ESP as well at the same time. So we've received it by Red Pill, and I've had the pleasure to receive the award on behalf of Expert Sender a few years ago from MailCon, which is a very famous email marketing conference for affiliates and email marketers. So it was like a best ESP selection, so best email service provider selection prize. And I've met many clients over there, and many prospective clients who told me, "Hey, I've never heard about that. So, it's a pleasure to meet you. And, I'm really into, getting to know what your business does." And our current clients told me that, "Hey, I really, feel that this award is won and is totally fair for you guys, because even though there are many platforms like that, I enjoy working with you the most. The personal contact that you provide me is the best." So, I really had literally tears in my eyes when I was speaking with them. That was really a very emotional moment. So you get
at the end of the day, we are there for those kind of moments, right?
Exactly.
That recognition, that telling us, "Wow, you're such a great solution. You helped me so much."
Yeah.
And you didn't even know, you just did your job. And I really think that, like 3 of the points that you mentioned was like, 1, flexibility, adjustable, and agile,
Exactly.
which is the recipe to scale. So you can take companies that like have an idea, they know what they want, but they don't know how to do it. So they can definitely use you and your capabilities and expertise in really to do this scale up. And I think this is a very, very good reason to come and choose you over other companies.
Well said. Well said.
Yeah.
I would add, Idan, just one more thing. You've actually scratched this surface a little bit. It is because scaling up with us is very easy. Our infrastructure can handle volumes up to billions of emails per year and hundreds of millions of emails per month. So it is a matter of just following the guidelines. Probably we're going to dive into that in a few questions coming up. But if everything is going as we planned, client can really scale up with us. And I've seen personally many examples of small mailers which appear to me at first as just beginning companies that are exploring email marketing space. You probably know that as well from Everflow, right?
Yeah.
So they just told me, hey man, we're just starting, right? And right now, as we speak, it's been like 6 years since I joined the company, and seeing them grow through all that time just makes me happy, and is like a proof of my work and the proof of the work of the team and the entire company, that we are really able to provide them the scaling up. And it's not only for the big companies that have already billions of emails, but it's for everyone basically, right? So you can either scale up from a very large scale of sending billions of emails per month to to sending even more, and our infrastructure is capable of maintaining the momentum of growth for small companies just starting with email marketing. So this is great about us.
That's 100% agree, and I can see it like with like so many clients in Everflow. So
yeah, exactly,
a good reason to work and to do the hard work. And before we diving into the main part of the conversation, I wanted to ask you: we are about to finish our first quarter of the year.
Yeah.
What are your focus for 2024? What you put towards your goals for this year?
Yeah, email marketing industry is crazy. So obviously we try to adjust to that, and taking back, looking back at on our experience from the previous years, we can see that as a company, we can see that the most important and crucial element of growth for our clients, which simultaneously transforms into our growth, is to basically remain compliant and adjust to the changes which are happening, even as we speak on the email marketing market. So the thing about email marketing, and obviously you guys help email marketers to track their performance. That's just one slice of the cake which you have, but you indeed help our clients, our mutual clients, to track the performance. You obviously know that the email marketing can be crazy, right? One year, or basically maybe let's go back. So what worked 10 years ago today might be not applicable at all to the standards of the industry, right? So with all those changing policies, with by ISPs, so Google and for example Yahoo, the big players, which basically ruled the market. You need to stay agile. So it's not only about us, but it's also about client just basically getting the exact directions where to go. We need to adjust to that as well. So our main focus is to educate clients this year and prepare them for upcoming changes. Actually, one change just happened literally before we met in Dubai last week. So it was a few weeks back, the changes in Google and Yahoo policies. So, closing of inactive accounts, adjusting to the consent parts and stuff like that. So we actually were already prepared for that because we've implemented mechanisms months and years before that, right? But I can imagine that, those email marketers who were not prepared for the changes in Google and Yahoo policies. By the way, we explain it pretty thoroughly on our blog at expertsender.com. They actually might fail at some point, right? So I can hear constantly from our clients that Gmail's policy is a pain in the back. So we can help you to ease that pain, right? We can help you to get through that. So that's the major focus. Just the second one, to make it two, not one, is obviously to scaling up, businesses of our clients that we have and obtaining new ones, and which is pretty sales-ish approach, but this is the reality and this is how it is about. So obviously going around the globe and meeting new clients, from different industries is the main second goal for us. So that's about it.
Perfect. Seems like a very busy year ahead.
Oh yeah, the same as for you guys, right? That's why we met there.
Yeah. That's for sure. We just came back from a conference and to the next thing. It's like it's always like that, but this part of the game, and I love it. You love it. I think we see the people there, and everyone really want to do something and to make it happen.
And Idan, please, if I could just relate to that just for 1 sec. I saw you and your team in Dubai, meeting your current clients, and the look of their faces and their reactions to seeing you, meeting you in person was priceless. So, what can be better than meeting your existing clients during this kind of a show, right? This is basically pure gold.
100%, and this is the reason we are doing it. And I think this was a very successful event. That we got great feedback on it from clients, from prospects. It's at the end of the day, it's all about the people you can work with, you can succeed and win with, and we're really trying to do the best here in Everflow.
100%.
So I want to connect the previous question about your goals, but also to give us some kind of an understanding about the scope of email marketing today. You touch base on Google policy now, but let's go a bit to the basic. How does it look like? Where people find it? Where people need to use email marketing?
So starting with the basics, what do they need? The best way to start with is a vision and idea. That's obviously first thing that needs to happen, right? But after that, naturally, what you need to have in order to maintain high deliverability rates and to maintain also crucial KPIs in place. We obviously going to speak about that today as well. But what is the most important thing is the list. And what attracts and what drives the list growth is the content that each and specific business delivers to their audience that makes them sign up for particular content, which they get through email in our case. So the most important thing I would say is the list and the ways of gathering this, right? Ways of generating the list. So if, for instance, you have a blog or you are interested particularly in I don't know, tourism, in home improvement, in some stuff, and you feel like an expert in that, and you can create content right now these days with AI, it's super easy to do that, right? That's the very good point to start. You can create your own, websites, landing pages, which basically lead to email service provider like ours, and people can sign up to your list to get more content, which is probably unavailable to those who don't sign up to the newsletter, right? And obviously, in this newsletter, you can do some additional business, right? You can, do some ads for partners that you want to that you want to market during that time. You can obviously do some additional and complementary businesses, and then that's the starting point, right? Email marketing business has a very big piece of affiliate marketing and digital marketing cake, as according to the latest research which I've dug into. The email marketing market size was valued $9.2 billion US dollars in 2022, and it's stably growing by 20% per year, and it's forecasted to grow up to basically 26 billion by 2030, which is crazy. That's a great piece of business. I'm not saying about only the e-commerce part. I'm saying also about the the average email and affiliate marketers market size, right? So this business has a lot to offer, and there is a lot of money laying there, which I believe is a great potential that businesses can utilize. So yeah, so that's basically how it is. That's how I would call it.
It's a really good one, and like we're looking on a high level picture about the industry and the ecosystem. We have different type of players, right?
Yeah.
We have the small ones, the new ones, the medium, and the large ones. But I believe that all of them are doing mistakes. What type of mistake businesses are doing when they come to email marketing partnerships? Can you give me a few that we can
Yeah.
share with the people here?
Sure, with pleasure. And to us as an ESP and email marketing platform, this is like an essential knowledge. But I can understand that for even not for the big ones, and for the ones that are many years on the market, but also for the rookies, this might be something interesting, because the thing that is the most important is basically to follow several things. First of all, as I've already mentioned before, something that worked 10 or 5 years ago, or even last year, this year might be like a basically like a dead end, right? You can do the same things that worked, let's say, in 2020, when the market was very specific because of the lockdowns across the globe, COVID and stuff. It had an impact, even though email marketing is purely virtual, right? It did have an impact on that. But today, when we are coming across all those different policies, which we've already spoke about, when we come across challenges which are also coming from the recipients themselves, that's the crucial thing that email marketers need to be aware of. So the common mistakes which email marketers do, and that's what I saw throughout my 6 years in email marketing industry at ExpertSender, is that very often lists come from sources that are unknown to the client. So it happens very often that clients basically just get the list from somewhere, right? And they sign a partnership with someone who promises, to them that the list is fully compliant, that they're engaged in their content, and then at the end of the day, they land in Spamhaus, for example, right? Or at Erbil, which makes them totally screwed, if I can say it like that, right? So, so first of all, again, you've asked me what are the main points about starting the email marketing business, right? So right now, if you want to be a successful affiliate marketer in email marketing, a piece of affiliate cake, you definitely need to work on the list, not to get it from everybody that promises you, go. We call it glass houses in Poland. So it's something which is unimaginable and unreachable. So the list is the first thing. So very often it's from unknown sources. People didn't sign up on that, and they just mark you as a spam. What's the reason of doing just one-off action, right? It's the same like with an investment. You can definitely speculate on the short-term investment, right? And you can be successful at that. Well, sure, definitely. But the thing which is most important is that in the long run, it is about stability, stable deliverability, stable KPIs in email marketing, which are super crucial, like, for example, open rates, deliverability, which I've already said, click rates. And what generates that? Of course, it can be like a very good ESP. It can be good content. But if you even send a good content with a good will to people that don't want to receive this particular content, they won't like it. So they will mark you as a spam. They will complain. They will keep on doing that. And that's where we'll end, right? Then you are at Spamhaus. There is SpamCop, which sends all those notifications, and basically the email marketer, with all goodness that they can have inside of them, and with all support from ESP that they can get, they land in spam at the end of the day, right? So that's the biggest thing. The second one is the warm-up process, which is super important. I'll be very quick on that. Warm-up process for the IPs is one of the most important things when it comes to email marketing. Throughout all these years, I've seen many successful stories of email marketers from different markets, from different places around the globe, who followed warm-up process of the IPs, because in order to deliver emails to the inbox, your domain has to be plugged into an IP that has a neutral reputation at first, but the reputation needs to go up in order for Gmail, Yahoo, Outlook, Apple, and AOL and all those other ISPs to see that you are indeed a legit sender, right? So following the warm-up schedule, which is totally current and updated by the ESP, like us, for instance, and based on our knowledge as we know it, because the market, as we already know, is very fast and it's changing a lot almost every day. So following up the warm-up process is one of the crucial elements, one of the most crucial elements of the email marketing process, and usually clients forget about that, and that's where, for instance, they send too much, they land in spam, and that's when they log into Everflow and they say, "Oh, my email marketing channel does not perform very well," and then they revert to ESP like Expert Sender, and then they say, "Hey man, that's your fault because you didn't tell me." Well, actually we did. There was a warm-up schedule which you needed to follow. Even if there is like a big client that joins our system and they want to scale up, obviously they are waiting for big results, which are going to come very fast. But everything is reachable. There's only one thing: everyone should remember that everything should be consulted with the ESP, and even if we have like very ambitious goals of scaling up very fast, it's reachable, but it has to be done according to the schedule which was individually agreed on with the ESP. That's the thing. So these are the two most mistakes that companies do.
And we already adults, we seen life, we seen companies and everything. For every mistake, there is some kind of a payout.
Oh yeah.
So what would be the impact for those two specific mistakes that you mentioned? What would be the impact when it comes into place?
Well, a few of those I've already mentioned. So landing in spam at Spamhaus is, I believe, the most painful one, and I can tell that from getting private messages from our clients, and I get them every day on Skype. And they basically contact me and say, "Hey, Peter, I've got some issues here and there," and obviously, they go to our customer success back then. So the penalty for that is loss of income, basically speaking, right? So email channel still is the cheapest channel of affiliate and digital marketing out there. You don't need to bid against everybody else, like in Google Ads, for instance, right? Even though email marketing channel is the cheapest one, it still can be unaffordable when you keep on losing your own business. When you land on spam, on Spamhaus, and your emails don't get delivered because your domain reputation, the IP reputation, because for example, of not following the warm-up schedule, screws everything up, then you basically lose your revenue. Then this channel becomes ineffective. Email channel does not bring as much revenue as you would have expected to bring, right? So that's basically the major issue that companies come across. The second thing, which is not purely related to email marketing itself, is the company reputation, right? Because it's about everything, right? Sometimes it's a matter of posting a wrong ad on the Facebook, right? Sometimes it's a matter of, in Poland, we had a very funny situation a few years back that one of the biggest Polish banks did some testing on production, as we call it, right? So they did not do some app testing on the testing environment, but they did it on the production account, which was basically the live one, which clients had. So I'm the client of that bank, and I've just got some notifications from the app saying, "What the heck is this?" It didn't make sense. something like test, and I was like, somebody hijacked my app, right? So it indeed impacted the brand reputation. And if for example you failed to get the right list, and you basically send some communication to people that didn't want it necessarily, or for example you are already marked as a spammer by Google, that's a problem, right? Because it not only affects your email channel, but it also affects your every other channel that is related to Google, which is, search engine marketing, website positioning, Google Ads, stuff like that, right? So that is the second risk, right? And losing money at the end of the day, right? Because if you don't make money on that channel, you basically lose them, right? You pay for the system, you pay for the
100%.
Yeah.
I just think that like those are really crucial impacts on the business, and like and I'm trying to ask your advice here as the specialist. How often a business need to come and review their like email marketing strategy? Like, do they need to do it quarterly, yearly? What's usually ideal in that case?
Great question. We constantly try to help our clients, and the best answer would be doing this, as a continuous improvement process, right? So with all its pros and cons, it's always about being up to date with that. But I remember last week I've met one of our clients in Dubai, and he said, "Hey Peter, I've came across this and that problem. So I've started with you just a few months back, and right now, and everything that I was doing, is not working." And then actually I told him something related to this question, not entirely, but something similar to that, right? And I just told them that the best thing is to basically review your approach to email marketing at least every 3 months, every quarter, basically speaking, right? Because sometimes even the list, even though the list is as pure as possible, the list can be from a legit source. It can even be from your website, right? But all those algorithms, which ISPs like Google, Yahoo, Outlook, AOL, etc., they place on us, they might change, and they do change as we speak. So the most important thing is that and our experts, for example, right? They are up to date on that. So the most important thing is be in touch with the customer success team. They are up to date with all the policies and stuff. So the best way is to review the policy at least once per quarter. I don't want to say every day, right? Because that would be madness, right? That would be crazy. Strategy is not about it's not about a week or a day. It's made in years. But email marketing is such a dynamic environment, that you really need at least once per quarter take a look at it. And you don't need to do all the digging in the literature, right? Even though right now with the AI, it's not that difficult, right? You can just tell me what are the main changes in the email marketing industry, and most likely they will bring it up to you, right? But the most important thing is to be in touch with people who know what they're doing, like a customer success team, deliverability team, which are waiting for contact, and they're proactively also reaching out, and consult everything with them, right? So this review should be at least once per quarter. That's what I would say.
I think this is a part of the great service that you guys are doing with your clients, right? Like, keeping in touch during the QBRs. But I have a question. Everflow is like attribution company. We're tracking everything. Like, why it's so important to track, and how can it help a client to track everything?
How it can help client to track everything? Well, email marketing is like a chunk of the revenue cake, which is out there for digital and affiliate marketers, right? So keeping up with the metrics, and checking them and verifying them, thanks to platforms like Everflow, thanks to reports which are at ExpertSender, platform, they can bring added value, and flexibility of reporting can shed a new light on on performance of each and specific channel, right? Your platform obviously focuses on more channels than just email marketing, right? We are responsible for one piece of that cake, right? Which is super important for those who lay their business on. So, taking a look at the metrics in our place not only helps deliverability, not only helps with email engagement, which at the end of the day brings them more revenue in. It also has a great impact on deliverability. It has a great impact on company reputation, things like that. We already said about that, right? But it's when you connect that with the reporting that clients get from Everflow, for instance, from performance, it's basically creating, I don't want to say success at first, but it is a great like a road sign for everyone that wants to basically stay agile and adapt to changes as quickly as possible, right? Because if you don't follow up with your metrics, you may say, okay, I'm just going to look in this report in 3 months. Maybe sometimes it's not that bad, but in email industry, and probably with other like native ads, with some other verticals that you also track, it's also as important as that, right? So keeping up with this, I would say, is a pure goal. Again, another pure goal. Yeah,
of course, 100%, and I totally agree on this aspect. But I think I'm warming up a bit again, and I have some interesting questions to you. And one of the buzzwords that I hear a lot, like recently about email marketing, is segmentation, right? How can we maximize the effect of email campaigns, right, when it comes to segmentation? Why it's so important for people to understand it?
Great question. Idan, do you have a pet at home?
Yes, I have a cat, actually.
Awesome. I have a dog. So imagine right now that, for instance, you sign up to a newsletter and you get, for example, obviously we love animals, right? Because you have so that's undoubtable, right? But let's imagine that you purchase some cat food, right, on your favorite cat food store. And you keep on getting some additional offers. Obviously, they have some partners, you get some offers, and then you stopped receiving offers related to cats, but you started receiving offers related to dogs, rabbits, things like that, right? Obviously, you love animals, so you're not gonna mark it as spam. But what are the chances of you buying one of these? Tell me.
Not that high.
Exactly. So that's the point of segmentation. So basically, it's the same with diverting, for example, communication between a female, and the male, right? So I know cosmetics for one group might be different than for the another one. It can also be if you're looking for jeans, you're looking for jeans, right? You're not looking for a shirt. Obviously, at the end of the day, you can get some recommendations, but you're looking for something in particular, right? So the power of segmentation is exactly something as we just spoke about. So in order to get and reach out to engaged audiences, having a list is important, but the thing is that you need to segment that list somehow, right? A list can be like a big entity of many email addresses, of many recipients, or many clients that you have, right? But you need to segment it in many ways. For example, okay, this half of the list will have a custom field saying their favorite pet is a cat, right? So like Idan is, right? The second part will have dogs like Piotr, right? So this is just a simple example, right? But segments can go very, very deep based on transactional data, based on our past purchases. It can go by our performance against the multi-channel marketing, for example, right? Let's imagine that we keep on receiving email, but we don't reply to that. So should we keep on sending emails to person does not reply to them, which are the same, and repeat what Einstein once called a definition of insanity? No, we should change it and not keep on repeating that, but we should get some info about audience and make it as personalized as possible. That's the core of segmentation, right?
That's I think a really good example that you mentioned, because sometimes people say buzzwords and they don't know how to explain it. But I think this is a great example. And I have another buzzword for you. I heard IP management. What does it mean? Why it's helpful, and why people should look at this?
Sorry, which one?
IP management.
Oh, sorry. I've heard HiBeam, and I thought about Voyager. I thought about Voyager 1. Voyager 1. Just by the way, guys, Voyager 1 is the space probe, which is the farthest space probe of humanity, and we've lost contact with it as humanity, right? So I thought maybe you want to ask how we can communicate with Voyager 1, and I was like, no. Of course, that's just a fun stopper. With everything said about segmentation, list reputation, and the list quality, domain reputation, and everything, and warm-up schedule. Managing your IPs day to day is an ultimate goal to success. So I would add it as an additional thing that basically helps email marketers to achieve their goals. And many systems like Expert Sender, I actually don't know which ones apart from us, but I imagine that some of them do that. And like a good ESP should let you manage the IP, and you should be able to scale, for instance, how much of the volume, I don't know, sent to Gmail you want to send through a particular IP. You should be able to track it. You should be able to have an impact on that. So it shouldn't be by default. So you can literally train an IP, which is like a purely virtual entity, to, for example, deliver only to Gmail. You can train it so that it just keeps on delivering to Yahoo. You can train it in a way that it's specialized in getting your emails into Apple inbox, for example, right? So it is a matter of optimization, of following up with the warm-up schedule, but also you need to have the right tools. And if you can control the flow which goes through the IPs, like you can do it at Expert Sender, then it can actually help you to get your emails delivered. And when you get your emails delivered, we've already said that multiple times, you build ROI, you get the return on the invest, you get more, you earn more money than you've spent on ESP, than you've spent on platform that tracks performance like Everflow, right? You get more money than you've spent on getting your websites optimized, stuff like that. So it's one of the most important thing, and providing expertise on that and helping client to basically utilize that is a hard thing, because very often client wants to. It's like a common mistake. Clients tend to say, okay, this is something like shoot and forget. Sometimes it is. When it comes to automation, for example, you can automate specific flows. For example, there is like a registration, there's a welcome email. After that, for instance, you can send them some offer. When they don't reply, you can do the segmentation and send something else to these who don't reply. And those who reply get additional points in the lead score. And then you can send something else to them, which will convert more, right? It is automatable. But when it comes to IP management, it has to have a human eye and a cold form of life, taking a look at it and basically adjusting it, right? So it is super important for email marketers and affiliate marketers out there.
That's really good. And I think now we're coming to one of my favorite parts.
Bring it on.
The bullet question. So it's one question, 2-sentence answer. Are you ready for that? All right. We spoke about technology. We spoke about warm, but a lot of stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm coming now as a new business. I want to look on my tech stack. Which one is the tech stack I need to check in order to get like high results?
Great question. Obviously, you need to look at ESP that you have. That's an obvious answer probably, but it's super important, because if you don't get enough support, you basically are gonna fall in the black hole, and that's it. Second thing that I would add is tracking the performance. You can obviously track it inside of ESP. You can track it in Google Analytics. But if you have a platform which helps you to track conversions, then you definitely know where the revenue is coming from, and you have in-depth overview of the campaigns that perform. So that's what I was
saying. We're working that good together.
Wow, what a coincidence.
100%. Another quick one. So I started my business. I want to do email marketing, but like which metrics I should look on?
Deliverability, open rate, click-through rate, how many, what is the list size, how many openers you have, how many clickers you have. Without this information, and IP reputation, right? And obviously conversion rate at the end. Without these metrics, you're not going to go anywhere. You just keep on sending emails to audience which might not be entirely satisfied with the content that they get, and they won't bring you money back.
Perfect. I need to write down those notes. I will open my own email marketing list. Another one to be nice one to know, like about the verticals. You mentioned them at the beginning of the conversation, but because we are about to finish, what are the main verticals that perform better than others?
We should take up a philosophical approach to that. Okay. There are actually not so many verticals that perform better than the others. It depends on what you want to ask about, right? If you want to ask about the ROI for the sender, for the affiliate, for the publisher, it will definitely be something like cryptocurrency. It will be financial vertical. It will be probably some adult industry. So these are probably the ones which are most expensive, and it is not like a secret. Everybody can Google that and see that these industries are now skyrocketing and are super attractive and bring plenty of cash, and they bring significant revenue to the businesses. But if you ask about the which are the ones that get that, for example, but they can be also, if I can just add something to the first ones, they are on the risk side of the business, which can be perceived as kind of like a speculation, right? This is an investment which is very risky. You can go into that business, you can earn very much, but at the same time you can lose everything. So It is super risky. Like short-term, the stock exchange, for example, right? Like crypto and stuff like that. And the other part, if you want to get like a stable and reliable investment, and go into verticals which provide you stable income, have very good reputation overall, is the mainstream, so-called white hat. That's how industry calls it. And a little bit of the gray hat, for instance. It basically is a mainstream. It has e-commerce offers. It has some home improvement things, some financial, private, for example, private credits. For example, some mortgages, some student loans. Things like that. Sweepstakes are also in the grayish area, but they are also perceived by someone as mainstream. It is also Nutra, which is skyrocketing right now. Nutra is very good, has very good results right now, and it can be on the both sides. It can be either very legit, and it can be in the grayish area at the same time, right? So these verticals basically provide drive the revenue right now, and so it's up to the investor, up to the business owner, up to the publisher, what kind of verticals they want to stick with, right? Everything comes with the risk. Every business decision comes with the risk. So if you want to go all risky, you can risk it all with the more speculative stuff, like we mentioned before, like adult crypto, gaming. But if you want to grow, steadily, going with mainstream e-commerce, home improvement, some car dealerships, even sweeps might be a better option. Nutra, as I've said before, right? But
these are vertical as us. Like it's I like the similarity. From 1 to 10, how important is warm-up process?
Wow. If 10 is being a good person is the most important one, then I would say 9.
All right. That's a really good one. We spoke about those also in the conference with one of the partners. I do see the benefit of it. And it's good to work as an ecosystem, because I do see the warm-up, ESP, and Everflow is coming together as a whole. And we're definitely going to explore it soon.
Totally.
Last question. Anything new coming out soon that you can share with us?
more presence of Expert Sender worldwide when it comes to our company, more surprises from email marketing industry. And I really mean that. I know that you have a lot of clients who probably are watching us right now, and we have a lot of prospective clients and current clients watching us right now as well. And those who are gonna probably watch it in the future. But many things are gonna come up, and definitely changes in further changes in ISP's policies, further obstacles on the way of monetizing the email lists. And what I can guarantee from our side, the changes are going to be just for the better, because we are going to deliver even more outstanding customer service, and we're going to be even in more places than we've been before too. So if you want to talk to us and ask about email deliverability tricks, tips and tricks, you can obviously email us, but you can also meet us during the events. We'll be there. We are posting everything on LinkedIn. You can definitely reach out to Everflow, our dearest partner, and they know it all as well. And so these are the two new things that are going to happen, basically. So
Peter, thank you so much for this, super interesting and knowledgeable. I think that I know how to do my first email campaign now.
I think you do.
Things I should avoid, what I should warm up, and definitely what is the tech stack. Again, thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining us today. We will share this recording with you later on. Have a good day.
Thank you, Ida. Have a great evening. Bye-bye. Take care.